Hello everyone, what is going on? My name is Dr. Bluebox and today we're back again with Revelation of the Daleks. This is not a complete set, this also has one more Dalek that needs to be added, however I don't have it yet. Hopefully I can find it at Comic-Con this weekend in Birmingham. But I thought I would do this little review and then if I end up finding that Dalek, I can always review that after Comic-Con as a standalone figure. But this is most of the Revelation of the Daleks set that came out around 2011, I think it was. This is when the big 4-pack of Daleks were coming out and it was quite a big spectacle for a lot of Doctor Who figure collectors. It's taken a while to track down all of these, but I'm still in that process, but I thought I would do this now as a bit of a treat before this weekend. And I also have to finish off the Jodie Whittaker reviews as well, the Graham O'Brien one, and the Reconnaissance Dalek. So the Revelation Dalek was given to me by a friend, and he included 3 other Daleks and 2 Doctors with this. The 6th Doctor was bought from eBay for a sum of £25, and Davos I bought recently for a sum of about £50, which is impressive considering I knocked the seller down from £70. So let's take a look at the figures. I think I'll start with the 6th Doctor and then go from left to right. So the 6th Doctor is as he appears in the story, and he comes with this really nice blue cape. I really do love this cape, it looks really nice on him. Unfortunately, because of the moulding, it kind of makes him look like he's doing a Batman impression. But nonetheless, it's a great addition to have for this set. Underneath the costume is pretty much his generic costume that he wore throughout season 21, I believe it is. Or was it season 22? One of you guys is going to have to give me the background information on that. Nonetheless, let's move forward. Taking the cape off, you can see all the different colours on his coat. They're really nice and crisp, no bleeds or anything. However, on the back of him there's a tiny bit of dirty weathering, and I'm curious about that. Now, I wonder if that's supposed to be his blood from the episode, or whether it's just gunk that he's accumulated over the years before I acquired him. He has the same articulation as pretty much every 6th Doctor and every Doctor in general. Head can move side to side. Can't really do it, well, it can do a 360, but I didn't expect it to. It shouldn't be able to, really. So the head can do a 360. The arms can do a 360. Biceps can do a 360. Elbow, wrists can do 360. Waist can do a 360. He has a T-crotch joint, so forward, out to the sides. And thighs can do a 360, and he has articulation at the knees, and he does not have any feet articulation. Nevertheless, it's a fantastic figure, as is, and it really does capture the likeness of Colin Baker very, very well. I'm reviewing this set because Colin Baker is there this weekend, so I thought it would be somewhat topical. And I think next I might do Remembrance of the Daleks, because Sylvester McCoy is also at the convention, so it kind of makes sense, really. Or maybe the Imperial and 7th Doctor. I'll decide in a little bit. The detailing is pretty much spot on, as it usually is with Doctor Who figures, even down to the cat badge on his lapel, which is a basic white blob and black splodge, but it works because it looks like a cat. Next up we've got Davos, played by Terry Malloy. A fantastic representation of Davos, as always. Unfortunately, the chair, however, is slightly inaccurate. If I take his hand off a moment and show you the base, these 2 bumpers at the front should not be on this model of Davos. Some people will probably call me a fussy git for pointing that out. It's not too much of an issue, really. It isn't. It's a slight inaccuracy, but it isn't over the top. It isn't a ridiculous. It isn't something ridiculous like the chair being grey, for example. This hand can also be used to actually plug into there. So if I take out his bandage hand like that and plug in his normal hand, you can have him as normal, and then when Bostock, I think his name is, blows off his hand, you can replace it with the mutilated stump that he has in the episode. The detail is lovely as always. You can see all the different buttons and switches on his panel, and the paint is very nice and crisp. There's no bleeds. Moving on to what little articulation Davos has, his head can move side to side, not very much. Well, there's a lot of articulation there actually, but he can't twist his neck that much because he didn't really move his head around that much anyway. His arm can obviously lift up, but it can't do a 360 because it's hindered by the back brace. His elbow, oh, not his elbow, his bicep. His bicep can do a 360. His elbow can move outwards. And then his hand / stump can also do a 360. It depends what you've got on it really, but I want to keep the stump on because I can't be bothered changing them over again. And he rolls around on 3 wheels. Next up is the lovely white and gold Dalek from the episode. I do like this design, but I didn't really like it that much in the episode. I think it's because the actual props that they used were a bit more deteriorated at the time than these obviously toys are. It's a fabulous representation of that Dalek, even if it's not 100% accurate. I believe in the story the skirts had been changed slightly, so this should be more sloped downwards, should be steeper. In fact, they're very similar skirts to the Imperial Daleks, which the Imperial Dalek toys don't have those skirts either. It's seen a couple of scuff marks and little bits here and there over the years, but it still does look really nice. Moving on to the little articulation that the Daleks have. 360 head. I stalk up and down. This is one of the removable ones, and I hate that feature about it, but I stalk up and down. Ball-jointed plunger, ball-jointed gun, and roll around on 3 wheels. So, what do I actually think about this set? I think it's a very nice set to have on the shelf, and these different figures are nice to have on the shelf. The only figure out of this set I don't currently display is the Necros Dalek, because there just simply isn't enough room for him. If there was more room, I would happily display him, and in fact, I used to quite some time ago. It's a very nice set for anyone who wants to get a hold of it, but it's not really available that much anymore. So like I've done, you probably want to go the loose figure way. It might cost you a bit more than finding a whole set, but at the end of the day, it's probably worth it, because you would still find all 4. But with the Revelation Daleks getting a re-release, I will soon have that Renegade Dalek from that story. So in my next review, I'll be doing a 7th Doctor review. Not quite sure what it'll be yet. Remembrance of the Dalek set. 7th Doctor in TARDIS. Who knows? But it'll be something 7th Doctor themed. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I shall see you all next time. Bye bye.